What's up? It's the Gigabyte Grizzly Brohemian, and this is a messed up time we live in, so I need you all to do me a favor. Wear your mask. Like this, not like this, or like this, or like this, like this. Wear your mask. It's for your safety and mine. Because if I see you without one, I'm gonna pump kick a mask onto your face. Got it?
Announcement from Benjamin C. Steele talking to you about wearing a mask. Not this one, but this one. With everything going on right now with this pandemic, you need to wear a mask. My mask is for your safety. Your mask is for mine. I don't care what your uncles, brothers, best friends, mailman's roommate from college put on social media. Chances are they didn't think it through, and there's a very better than average chance that they're an idiot. So when you go outside, you put on your little mask over your face, put the little straps around your ears, and we're all going to be a lot safer. This is a team.
Mercer, one half of the tag team champions. I'm here to tell you that if you want to be a champion, if you want to survive this thing, wear your freaking mask, okay? It comes in all different colors. You can get Eclipse Blue, JC White and Black, or even hell, Blue and Gold. But guys, please, also remember, please, it goes over the nose. Over the nose. Thank you.
yard for a foot or an inch. Yeah, I fight for you all. It's the truth and I'm in. Yeah, I fight for referee preference.
What's up? It's the Gigabyte Grizzly Brohemian, and this is a messed up time we live in, so I need you all to do me a favor. Wear your mask. Like this, not like this, or like this, or like this, like this. Wear your mask. It's for your safety and mine. Because if I see you without one, I'm gonna pump kick a mask onto your face. Got it?
Announcement from Benjamin C. Steele talking to you about wearing a mask. Not this one, but this one. With everything going on right now with this pandemic, you need to wear a mask. My mask is for your safety. Your mask is for mine. I don't care what your uncles, brothers, best friends, mailman's roommate from college put on social media. Chances are they didn't think it through, and there's a very better than average chance that they're an idiot. So when you go outside, you put on your little mask over your face, put the little straps around your ears, and we're all going to be a lot safer. This is 18.
Zeke Mercer, one half of the Tag Team Champions. I'm here to tell you that if you want to be a champion, if you want to survive this thing, wear your freaking mask, okay? It comes in all different colors. You can get Eclipse Blue, JC White and Black, or even hell, Blue and Gold. But guys, please, also remember, please, it goes over the nose. Over the nose. Thank you.
Parental discretion is advised.
This show is brought to you by IndyWrestling.us and IndyWrestling.network for your independent wrestling entertainment. Slice on Broadway, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza. Just Pro Wrestling News Podcast. No filler, no pop-ups. Production services by Sidekick Media Services. And listeners like you, supporting us at patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show.
Just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. Wait for the perfect time then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the perfect.
It's the Wrestling Mayhem Show. I'm Mike Sorg at Sorgatron on the Twitter here in the Sorgatron Media Studios in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Ready to talk some professionalized wrestling with you on our march to episode 800. Coming up in just a couple of months here. Very excited. We got to think about something fun for that. We had the 700 Club. What's the 800 Club? I don't know. Is there anything? We'll figure it out. We got a couple months. Send your ideas to goodtimes at WrestlingMayhemShow.com. Hey, you know who's with us? First of all, with us, the man that lives right down the street from a life-size replica of Arnold Schwarzenegger from Terminator 2. You think I'm lying about that? It's there. It's there. We saw it with our own eyes. He's up in Beacon, New York, who I'm going to visit once again. I love the town so much. I'm going to visit Mike again on Sunday, and maybe the Snooki shop will be open, and we'll see what's going on there, too. Mad Mike's with us.
How you doing, Sword?
Hi, you're holding a hammer for some reason.
I am. Well, you see, you wanted us to dress up, but
Yes.
When I got home from work today, I had a really bad migraine. So as of now, I'm just Fat Thor.
Okay. Just
Yeah.
playing video games.
I honestly, like, I just got over my headache as I was eating dinner, and I'm like, I'm not putting in the effort. I'm not gonna put on the Macho Man thing. I'm just gonna chill.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
It's very low key Halloween.
It is a very
Low-key
low-key Halloween. I'm having trouble getting in the spirit. I'm still in my work
It's
shirt from
also-
today.
It's also a very Senshi Halloween.
Hmm?
It's also a very Caval Halloween. Do you see where I'm going with this, Sword?
Oh, I understand now. I understand.
There it is.
There it is. Thank you.
He was also Senshi, right? I didn't make that up.
I don't remember that one. Where was he
Okay.
that? Where would he have been that? Like on
Impact.
Impact? Really? I thought he was low-key there. Anyways.
No, he was Senshi. Thank
He
you.
was?
All right, good.
Okay.
Good. He was also Senshi. Yeah.
Well, also with us, joining on the festivities, we invited some of our regular Mayhemers in here from the chat room. First of all, Dave Podner joining us. Let's see. Did you dress up for this?
What, do you think I am a lazy person like you stupid Americans?
Oh.
Of course I put some effort into it. I do not know what is wrong with you people all the time.
Oh, we're going to get some mail on this one.
Mail away.
Oh, boy. One thing we do not put over here on this show are bad stereotypes, Dave. Dave, what's your French name? Is it Le Dave? Le Podner? Le Podner.
Le Podner.
Le Podner? Okay.
Wait! I can speak your language. Hold on, let me see if I remember. Fromage, le fatigué fromage, the fatigué fromage.
Oui.
Sorg, that was pretty cheesy.
There you go. Thank you. I think I said the sleepy cheese.
Hey, at least you didn't say voulez-vous coucher avec moi.
Which is also the name
would
of
be-
my new charcuterie restaurant. Anyways, also with
I was
us.
gonna say that'd be a very different podcast. That's all I'm saying.
Also with us in Ground Zero, surviving something, a new term I learned this week, a bomb cyclone, is Tina Keys out in the Seattle area. How you doing, Tina?
Hello. It's been windy. It's been rainy.
Mm-hmm.
So just surviving.
Listen, so Tina, why are you always at ground zero of the crazy crap happening out there?
I don't know.
What is happening in Seattle? Maybe I don't want to bring you pizza out there because it's scary.
Tina,
It's,
is this
hold on.
Is
It's
this
not
because
that,
of the
it's not-
Cullens? You can tell us. If
The
it is.
Cullens?
I don't
Cullens.
know. I don't know.
She
But
gets it.
I do get it. It's not that it's scary, but we take care of it, and then it's everyone else that doesn't know how to take care of shit.
Okay. Oh, thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us tonight. This is the Wrestling Mayhem Show. You can check out everything at WrestlingMayhemShow.com or hit us at the email address.
Good times. Good time.
Oh, he's doing the. I'm sorry, I didn't have it on mic when he was doing the.
It's okay.
He was doing the
I was doing
scream
I
thing.
was doing the thriller.
The thriller thing.
Thrill-
Yes.
Thriller.
The
Close enough.
thriller screamy thing. 412-206-WMS0. Please call you while you're drunk at your Halloween party. Also, please follow Wrestling Mayhem Show on the Facebook page and group. The group is where a lot of great conversation. Also, you can join us on our Discord, which I have links somewhere. I think it's on our page. I know it's in the Patreon archive as well. But we have a lot of great conversations over there. And trying to, and we're going to publicize that a bit more, but trying to give you guys a alternative to Facebook, because I know some people have problems with it, or Facebook is the problem.
Yeah, some people
so-
prefer Discord, some people prefer Deckcord.
Yes,
We're
exactly.
giving you options.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of options there. And we're only partially exploring the ability to put the Wrestling Mayhem Show on Pornhub.com this week. So we're starting with Awesome Cast, to be clear. But
Should've
anyways,
started that with episode 469.
there you go. Exactly. But also, you can follow us all of the places. We're live every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on the Wrestling Mayhem Show Facebook, Twitter, YouTube page, on the Sorgatron Media Twitch page, on the IndyWrestling.us YouTube and Twitch. So however you would like to consume the mayhem, you can do that out there. And we are being a little better about, unless Restream's having a little problem with their chat app like they were last night, we are keeping an eye out on all of your chat rooms so you can participate in the show, hopefully just about wherever you may be. Twitter, I don't think, has a chat, but you can tweet us in response, so that's a thing, I guess. And also, thank you to our Patreon supporters at patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show. You recently received a special posting of the No Holds Barred watch-along that you can watch on there, because I can only put it certain places, and we decided to give it to you guys on Patreon. So go check that out over there, and if there's a good response from it, maybe we'll do some more of those and put them there, the ones that YouTube does not like us to post. So you have contraband content out there. So I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that out loud. But it's there. Enjoy it. And also, we are in the works of some special concept shows that we are going to be very shortly asking for participation and or audience members for a live stream. It's going to be a private live stream if we get this worked out. That's going to be coming here probably around Thanksgiving, we've been thinking about, based on our initial conversations last night. So I don't know. Do we want to? I don't want to say what it is entirely in case it doesn't work out. Do we want to get our hopes up?
I want to make.
We
should
have
make sure
some
that the
ideas.
logistics-
But I think there's going to be something. Hopefully, it's the thing that we want to do.
Oh, there's definitely going to be something.
Yes, something
There will
special for
definitely
the
be
holidays coming up. We're going to record it probably a month in advance, so we have something for the holiday break. So we're trying to take about 2 weeks, if not 3, to be honest, because I need a nap. So stay tuned for that for your Patreon supporters. But thank you to the people who are supporting us, giving you guys shout out, our friends at the fan of the show level. Bo Diggity! Woo! As well as Ed Burke and Team Hammer Fist and our friends at the Poppy Club, Dave Potter, OccupyProWrestling.com,
me?
and Bobby F. J.
Le
Town.
Bonheur.
We're really
Le Bonheur.
testing that Zoom link.
David Le Bonheur.
We're testing that. We're testing that reaction time coming streaming from France apparently. Fromage. And at our Pizza Club level, Doc Remedy, Kyle Turner, and The Riz, and at our manager level, Bradley. Thank you everybody who is supporting us on Patreon.com/Wrestling Manager, and everybody who supported us in the past. We've had a lot of people chip in over the years here, and really do appreciate it. First of all, we need to talk about. And I think you guys are. And I'm just a little bit scanning the Twitter here in between shows tonight, and it sounds like Halloween Havoc is not going well. From what I understand. Now, again, I have not watched NXT 2.0 since their first episode. I was told last night to just pick up on Havoc tonight. It's going to be great. It's going to be fine. I get a text from Mainstream Matt at about 8:30 that says this is not good. Have you guys laid eyes on much of it? Are you seeing much from Twitter? Like, what is the live right now? It is 9:24, so there's about a half an hour left in the show as we're recording this now. But what's the general air that you guys are catching out there?
I haven't seen any of it yet, but I mean, it's got a three-way tag team ladder match in it. I can't.
Oh, yeah.
I don't understand how that could be really bad.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Really?
very difficult to do a bad ladder match.
I will say this. It is hard to do a bad ladder match with experienced personnel.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed. Definitely.
With inexperienced personnel, it's easy to do a bad ladder match where multiple people look like they're really uncomfortable being more than a foot or two off the air. And certain individuals who are used to flying take a really nasty fall. And to the point where it takes you out. It looks so bad. Mm-hmm. And it's not like it's bad Jeff Hardy bad, more like awkward bad.
Okay.
The landing.
I saw a tweet from a friend of the show and longtime booker through the 90s and the 2000s, Norm Connors. It says it was something along the lines of like a lot of people being put in a big position before they're ready. So, Tina, I know you were talking with Dave a little bit about some of the stuff that we're coming up here. Are you seeing some of this? Are you getting any reaction from this? Any vibes from the show tonight?
I agree with. I pretty much agreed with what Dave said. On top of that, too, I think that's just the trend, basically. Just a lot of people getting pushed before they're ready. I would say even we don't know the results, obviously, but like the main event is a perfect example as well, and just like how that setup was like within a matter of like a few weeks, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it feels like I had a question because there's so many new faces that I don't think have ever seen TV time before, and now we're putting them in prime time on USA Network. Like it feels like a problem. It really feels like a problem.
I think. Mm-hmm. If memory serves me correctly, a lot of these people that are being pushed or at least pushed up, these are mostly the signs that was like earlier this winter, right? Like back in like February or even the spring.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. So they're even fresher faces, huh?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, because I remember when people were complaining about, people were saying, oh, Braun Breaker has experience. He's been wrestling for 2 years now. And I'm thinking,
well, I mean, but
okay, he didn't start this year, but
no.
At least talking to people, when I hear local wrestlers talk and say, like Ziggy saying, I'm inexperienced. I've only been wrestling for 4 years.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Versus, now admittedly, Braun, he's a Steiner.
Yeah.
Some of it's genetic in terms of his build and his inability to actually put a sentence together. But, he can do impressive throws.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Braun Strowman could do impressive things.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, we haven't seen it yet, but yeah, we're 90% sure he's going to be your new NXT champion.
Yeah, yeah.
I would be shocked, if somehow he isn't.
But I mean, look, you got Jade Cargill on AEW and Anna Jay. They've only been wrestling like not long too.
But that's only a couple of people versus half the roster.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say, and I think part of the problem is NXT went from we're basically a super indie show.
It's an alternative. It was an alternative to WWE in WWE.
Right. And our storyline make a little bit of sense, and we don't do the stupid stuff that main roster does that people don't like. To we're basically minor league main roster with people who aren't quite ready, which I understand that's what they want to do. It's just jarring to the fan base that you're used to seeing one thing and then.
But maybe that's the reason for the rebrand.
Oh no, I agree.
Like that's the whole thing. They're getting rid of a lot of the old guard,
attempting to rejuvenate, right?
Yeah, because like NXT was a developmental,
right?
Like, and it's not that there aren't veterans there. There are. I mean, the women's division has a lot of newbies in it, but like, I don't know. You got LA Knight there. You got like Ciampa, Gargano. Like there are people there that can carry the load. It's just I think it's a little bit more prevalent in the women's division because the stabilizing forces there are like Io, Dakota, and Raquel. And I guess if you want to consider Mandy,
it's not as widespread. I mean, you got MSK and Imperium for the tag title there, but again, yeah, it's a lot of fresh faces when you look at that tag team ladder match. Again,
true.
like girls that have been like around on the indies and stuff, but like I literally can't name half of the people on this picture right now.
But so yeah, they have like I don't think it's officially a lumberjack, or did they make it a lumberjack match? But there's all the tag teams around in costume because it's Halloween night. They're all in costume, so it makes it even harder to realize who's who.
Yeah, of course. But I mean, yeah, that's fine. That's the point. Tina, I think you were about to say something.
Oh, I was about to say, but there's you were mentioning like the veterans and stuff like that. There's undercover veterans that people don't know that are veterans of the scene, like a Joe Gacy. Joe Gacy's been around for a while, especially with his CZW days. And then I would say Andre Trace too. He was one of the Bravado brothers, that a prevalent tag team in the Southern Indies, as well as they also had some stints in Ring of Honor.
Okay. I just saw the stipulations for tonight. So we have the ladder match is a Scareway to Hell match, which is a ladder match, right? And then Lubis and Gargano have a haunted house.
Because last week Johnny took the
North American
title, and basically now they're over Loomis's house. And Carmelo's and I forget the guy with him, his name. I don't want to mess it up.
I want to say Trick Williams.
Okay, yeah, that sounds right. And they're going over there to get it back.
Jeez. Okay.
Hey, you know what?
I'm interested.
Good for Indy for marrying someone with a haunted house. That's what I say.
Somebody who started their own independent business. That's a go-getter right there.
Indy on Indies.
Indy on.
There it is.
Yeah. So wow.
So far the best thing is a haunted house.
There doesn't seem to be any sign that I can tell, and it feels like it's been a while. I guess they did In Your House, right? But I don't see any sign of them doing a takeover in the near future at this point. Even with WrestleMania,
no, I don't think so either.
With WrestleMania
WrestleMania.
Yeah, I would say WrestleMania going 2 nights. It feels like it's not going to happen there either.
More than likely, there will be one around Survivor Series.
I guess probably.
More than likely, I would assume, because remember they've been pushing Halloween Havoc, so they don't have to push a takeover yet.
But also, like they haven't been, and I don't think they have since anything. Like I don't think they've paired any of the takeovers with big events since they've come.
Yes,
out.
they have.
Which one?
They've paired all the takeovers with big events.
Recently.
In the last few
yeah,
months.
there was one SummerSlam weekend.
Was there? Okay.
Yeah, I think that was the final one before the New Guard, though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but they've paired the SummerSlams they paired the takeovers
in the past.
with the big events.
No, in the past.
Yeah, in the past,
Just
sure.
with NXT 2. Yeah, with NXT
No,
2.0, will they continue?
Oh yeah, I'm sure they will.
Okay.
I'm sure they will. They need content for the network and for Peacock.
That is true, especially if they're going a month. Maybe they'll drop one. Maybe they'll just.
Yeah, they're not traveling anytime.
No, not with this roster. They definitely don't have and I think maybe that's the big thing that killed them over the year that led to this reboot and everything was they never got.
We got spoiled.
We never got back out of the CWC. Right? Everything else went to live and started traveling for the most part, and NXT didn't. So it wasn't able to travel the way it did, sell out the stage AEs and everything, and get that vibe. Nobody could go see Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa and Io Shirai and Gonzalez and everything, right? Like this has been a wrestling company stuck in a bottle for the last 2 years, and we're wondering why nobody cares about it anymore. And turning it into a new fresh face. Listen, I knew this Halloween Havoc was going to be in trouble when I saw that Chucky was making an appearance.
All right, to be fair, he just did a segment with Braun Breaker.
Wait, whose son is Braun Breaker?
Rick Steiner's son.
And who did the segment with Chucky some 20-some years ago?
Yes.
Rick Steiner.
Yes, Rick Steiner.
We really did. Okay.
Yeah. Rick Steiner's son says, "I know you" to Chucky. So, come on. Give them credit. Give them credit.
I appreciate that. I appreciate. Okay, that gives me a little bit of hope. A little bit of hope.
Long-term booking.
Long-term booking. Long-term cross bankruptcy.
You know what's gonna happen now? RoboCop's gonna show up in AEW.
Oh boy! You know what? You should. You really should.
You know what? Fuck it. Sting, Darby, and RoboCop.
He is
versus MJF, Sean Spears, and Wardlow.
As Rob, I believe Rob wore the T-shirt ringside AEW and tried to remind Sting that RoboCop was the only partner that hadn't turned on him. So.
To be fair, I think that's because RoboCop physically couldn't turn.
Yeah, like a lot. No, yeah, it was really awkward, wasn't it?
Wasn't the most mobile guy.
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. So I'm just thinking about how we all kind of whiffed on the Halloween thing, but Dave just completely makes up for it with this situation. So thank you for that.
Excuse, that is David Le Partner.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that is thanks to the artist known as Ruth.
That's you just add more. You just add more phlegm to her name. That's great. Oh, solid. My God. What are we? All right, Halloween. You know what? I'm gonna go to a break and we'll figure out what's next. Let's just do this. Okay, guys. I want to give a shout out. Oh my God, my ads aren't loaded. Oh, this is a travesty tonight.
No,
oh no! Oh no! I'll get it here in a second. But in the meantime,
is someone playing a Mischief Night Frank on you, Sword?
No, I had to rebuild the entire project because it was having problems. So it got a little weird.
Just like RoboCop.
Just like RoboCop, we can rebuild him, make him faster, stronger, or forget all of our content. So I want to give a shout out to our friends over. Oh wait, no, this is me. I'm my friend. At IndyWrestling.us.
Well, we have friends over there too.
Oh, damn it.
Mm-hmm. And of course, that's Indy with a Y.
Indy with a Y.
To make sure we have the Indy right. It's Indy with a Y, not with an I.
Yes, the proper way to spell it. It's how they do it in France. That was Les Indy Wrestling. Wrestling. What's it? Right. What? You gotta put
Les incompetents.
That's right too.
Le lucha libre.
Le Lucha Libre. Yeah, something like that. IndyWrestling.us, a lot of great content. Our friends at Prospect Pro Wrestling, who just announced that Sabu and Bill Alfonso will be joining them here on November 20th, up there in Worthington, PA. Just ignore the signs when you're going into town there. And our friends at Rise Wrestling doing a lot of great things. Actually, you'll see the video if you're joining us here live later. A little look. I got to visit the Stronghold Academy. I saw Lee, some guy named Lee Moriarty. I don't know. He might be on TV. I don't know. He's actually, hey, Lee Moriarty's music is on all of your music applications now. So go listen to that and support him. But anyways, got to see them. Got to see the great crew down there at the facility. Like the coolest vibe I've ever had walking into a training facility working. So a really cool crew down there. Brandon K. Running the show down there, and they got a lot of great guests. Mac Harder, the Reaper, was a guest trainer just in the last few days here. And also our friends at Renegade Wrestling Alliance got a lot of cool things going on. And next month they're going to have Sam Beal as a part of their show, and I think O'Shea Edwards is going to be the next one too. And all that's part of the network. All that's part of the YouTube membership program. A lot of great people responding on the YouTube comments on Twitter to the main event of the last Prospect Pro Wrestling show, Retribution between Jamie Jamison and Elijah Dean, the big feud-ending match for the top Prospect Championship. A lot of great stuff. A lot of the stars that are going to be coming up. Some of the faces you've seen on AEW Dark. And so go check that out. IndyWrestling.us for all of the action. Check out the YouTube. A lot of free content. A lot of clips going up on the YouTube channel. And, of course, this show streaming over there as well. So what's up, IndyWrestling.us subscribers there. So let's get... What were we just talking about? Oh yeah. So yeah, Lee's music is on your Apple Music, Spotify. I got it on the YouTube Music myself. So I'm hoping, I haven't listened to it yet, but I'm hoping I'm jamming it as hard as is anybody else just listens to Brian Danielson's
Brian
Danielson's. I
just think of it as Daniel Bryan's son. Get it? He's Brian Danielson.
Oh boy. So Brian Danielson's music, I've been listening to like pretty much regular in my playlist. It's it's a good motivational track actually. So
it grows on you. It's definitely cool.
It really does. It really does. So it is Halloween. And, as we typically do, we usually kind of look into some of the goofier Halloween moments over the years. So I thought I'd put to you guys, like, who were your biggest, creepiest moments in wrestling? Listen, is there a time that wrestling scared you? Other than, like, yeah, like other than like the questionable reasons. But is there a time that watching wrestling on TV scared you over the years? I can tell you for me, and I probably told the story on the show, that when Ultimate Warrior and Jake the Snake Roberts were buddy for a little bit there, and they took Warrior down to the snake pit. I hate snakes, first of all, and that he was in the snake pit and he got bit by one, and in my mind, the snakes ate him, because that's where we were with things right there. I was also, I don't know, 10 at the time, so I didn't understand how snakes work, but that was like you're watching that on like Sunday morning on Superstars, and you're just like, should I be watch it? And Mike, was that around the time that Macho Man got bit by one? No, it was probably a bit after that, right?
No, it was after that.
It was well after. Okay.
Yeah. Like I think the only time wrestling really freaked me out was the whole Papa Shango Warrior stuff.
With the blood oozing.
With the black goo and everything, like
black goo.
The yellow vomit.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I mean,
Yeah, because like honestly, like the Undertaker stuff, like I will say, I never really liked the body bag stuff Taker used to do.
Yeah.
Like that was always like, oh, okay. Like obviously you look at it now, it's a little ridiculous, but back in the day, I was like, oh yeah, all right, he's putting them in body bags and he's carrying them off. Okay, that's unsettling, even as a kid.
We'll look at some of the old tapes from before I was watching wrestling, and at that time, like the wild Samoans eating raw fish always bothered me. Like roast me out, right? I guess not scared, but it was still just like. But they were like such big characters, and they were doing the savage thing and everything. And to an 8-year-old Sorgatron, it was kind of a like extreme. It felt at the time the way they tore into some of that stuff, Or Bastion Booger bothered me a lot. I don't know.
Bastion Booger didn't scare me; he just grossed me out.
Wasn't scary, yeah. It was just like,
I saw that guy up close and personal.
Yeah.
Back in the Civic Center. That was disgusting.
Did he? So they always like put over that how much he smelled. Like, did he like? If you were close enough, did you actually actively smell him or?
Not that I recall.
Okay.
Not that I recall. I mean, you
can't remember smells from 30 years ago, Mike. Come on.
I mean, I do remember some smells from 30 years ago, just not that one.
There's not Bastion Booger. What about you, Podger?
Not really scared me, freaked me out. But the one thing that kind of, lack of a better term, threw me off was Luna.
Ah, yes.
I could see that.
Just because she was so, not scared, it's just so different from anything else you would see on mass media, a way a woman looked. The shaved head, the veins painted in the whole thing. It's like, it's just so different. Yeah, it's like one of those things you just like stare.
I think at that time, like none of us would have ever seen anything like her before. Right?
Not to that extent, no.
Yeah.
No.
And there's always like, and we talk about like that difference between with controversies or whatever with the wrestling versus movies, right? Like, I mean, we all probably at that time had seen something like Mad Max or something where there's that kind of style going on. But if you see it in wrestling, like it was still real, right? So it's just like this person is a real person. And is really this person, they're portraying, was still like the mindset when you're watching something like this, right? I also thought Ultimate Warrior was an absolute lunatic, and I loved it.
Until we found out he was an absolute lunatic.
Turns out, actual lunatic with problematic views on top of it. It's like, okay, great. So, but yeah, yeah, it was that voice. That voice was nuts.
Yeah, and like I said, it's one of those things of back then. You didn't hear anyone out of character to know, because I hate to say, certain people who are now back then older, who are now older back then is younger than I am now. Older who were long-term smokers who had a voice that kind of talked like this normally, who were women. Dearie, when I worked back in the day, I've been working at this job for 30 years now, and it's they have that kind of voice, and that was so someone like Luna, you could see having that voice in real life and just talking that way to people.
I see your mother took you to the same bars I did when I was 8 years old. Okay.
It's called bowling.
Oh no! Oh yeah, I forgot.
The bowling alleys.
I forgot about the bowling alleys. Yes.
Yes.
Frequented
the bowling alleys that were not the nice bowling alleys. That's one thing that threw me off, is to see a quote unquote nice expensive bowling alley.
I don't know what you're talking.
We're talking. When the Pittsburgh Mills Mall opened what was it, like 12 years ago or how many years ago it opened? They had the nice bowling alley that closed very quickly because no one was going to pay that much money to go bowling in Pittsburgh.
Yes.
The one that I bowled at when I was in middle school and high school was in the basement of, or it was in the bottom floor underneath a, I'm trying to remember what was there, Shop and Save.
Yeah, there's no experience like a basement bowling alley, or a
no ventilation or anything,
or a bowling alley on the second floor like Arsenal Lanes over in Lawrenceville. So sorry, Tina, we're getting very Pittsburgh over here, and Mike.
It's okay, it's quite all right.
Tell us about your bowling alley.
It's okay. I'm actually looking for the picture of my sister dressed as Luna Vachon.
Oh jeez.
Oh
jeez.
This was like I don't know if I'll be able to find it, but this was when she was a child. She dressed as Luna Vachon for 1 year for Halloween, and honestly, fucking killed it. like my mom had bought a blonde wig, cut half of it off, and drew the blue lightning bolts on the side of it. I gotta see if I can find it somewhere. If not, I will post it to the Facebook group.
There's another one. What Halloween costumes have you done for wrestling? 1 year I went as Undertaker.
I could see that with the hair.
Did Undertaker? Plus, I was taller than everybody, and so I forget what we did for the gloves. It was all it was cobbled together. You know, it was like, oh, just wear black. I can't remember if they had makeup or anything. I'm sure my mother has a picture somewhere. And then for at the time, because it was early Undertaker, right? And it was like, and he had those gray boots. So we took gray trash bags and wrapped them around my legs to represent the boots. So it was a pretty good run there. So
I never did wrestling themed trick or treating. Not sure why, but because I started into wrestling 84 when I was like 10, 11, 12 years old.
There weren't a lot of characters that you would. Yeah, it wasn't the Hulk Hogan era is when kids would actually know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And you gotta remember, unlike the kids who are spoiled today, we're talking about the 1980 costumes, which are basically outgassing plastic bags that you put over your body and masks where there were holes that big for your nose and that big for your eyes that you couldn't see out of unless you got a homemade one.
Yep, those are fun.
Which I had 2 homemade ones that were memorable. One was the Greatest American Hero.
I just saw the costume for Greatest American Hero at the we revisited the Superhero Hall of Fame out in Indiana. So
and the second one was the Pillsbury Stay Puff, not Stay Puff, but the Pillsbury Doughboy.
Wait, what? Why did you go as the Doughboy?
I don't know.
You love the muffins. It's all right.
Yeah. And it was I was a chubby white kid. Listen, it was easy.
I mean,
I wore long johns. I wore long johns and had a chef's hat on.
And
that was literally the costume.
And he loves croissants, which leads us to our costume for today. There you go.
Exactly.
It all comes together.
It all rolls together.
It all rolls together.
In a buttery, flaky way.
Jeez. Oh, jeez. Tina, did you dress up?
No, not particularly. Just because there wasn't really any character I was drawn to as a kid that would fit me. So, yeah.
And even it's not even like today where how many kids you see go as Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch and stuff. There's a Becky Lynch. What's that? Oh. Go ahead. Oh, we're losing your connection
Tina,
a little
your
bit
sound
there.
cut off.
Yeah.
You're muted, Tina.
Well, you actually had when we had my mother and a couple people in here. We had a Becky Lynch come into the studio. the look, a little
That's
girl dressed
cute.
up. It was awesome. It was she had the belt and everything. It
Aw.
was just when like I don't think like she wasn't doing the man thing yet. I don't think. I think she was just about getting to that at that point. So sorry, Tina. I
She
think
was
you're
still the steampunk
yeah
chick,
like
or
yeah. It was
she
like
was
on
still
the
the
edge.
steampunk chick, or something like that.
Yeah, I was on the edge after that and stuff, right? So I'm sure it's going to come up in my memories here in a couple of days. Tina, what were you saying when your feet started going?
I was about to say just the elaborateness of like kids, or at least little kids today in their WWE costumes.
Mm-hmm.
I think it got so big. Like Sasha Banks has her own like little contest with the best Sasha Banks costume,
Yes.
and I think Bianca Belair is doing the same thing too.
Nice.
And then speaking of Bianca,
Mhm.
she's number one on the women's 150 from PWI.
Yes. The PWI. I feel this is like the first year I've bought like the PWIs in a while for the list. That list. That's a hell of a list. Not a lot of WWE. There was somebody I forget where it was. Somebody was going on about how Bailey was really kind of shafted on
I
this one.
was.
That was you.
I
That's
thought
right.
Bailey's not in the top 10.
I
That's a little fucked up. I
think it's a tough, but I think it shows how well women's wrestling is doing across the board. There was a lot of Japanese wrestlers in there, right? AEW was well represented. Was there Impact? I need to pull up the list again.
Yes, Deonna Purrazzo was actually number 3 on the list. From
Deserved.
Yeah.
Her match, we talked about it a little bit last night. Her match with Mickie James on Saturday was fantastic. Deserved. So, go ahead.
I think we were mentioning like the lack of WWE in there, but if you think about it, if you look at the total winners going from when it started back in 2008 up until now, the like latter half of the years have all been WWE. I mean, Mike mentioned that Bailey's not in the top 10 this year, but Bailey was number 1 last year on the list.
No, absolutely. So
yeah, but that's what I mean.
When did Bailey get injured?
Right before SummerSlam. Oh no.
Okay.
Oh no, right before Money in the Bank.
Okay. Yeah, because
I mean, I guess she's been out for a bit, but like still not in the top 10.
2/3 of the year that she was around, right? So I know she was prominent and really trucked it through the Thunderdome and pre-Thunderdome eras, but I she did good stuff, absolutely, but there's a lot of girls that did a lot of great stuff. You know what I mean? And I don't think it's Bailey's fault. I think she was definitely put in some difficult positions over last year with COVID and everything, right? So I really don't think it's a shafting of Bailey. I just really think, like, I'll put Britt above Bailey. I'll put Thunder Rosa above Bailey right now, right? I'll put Deonna above Bailey. I'll put at least, maybe not Sasha, Bianca both deserve to be up there because they did the WrestleMania thing, right? I mean, Charlotte did Charlotte even make top 10?
I don't think Charlotte makes top 10.
No.
Not even Sasha didn't even make top 10 either.
Like
that's why I'm like, that's a little, I don't know. And granted, I'm not a foremost expert in women's wrestling. That's not American based, but I don't know. It just seems a little. It seems like there's an agenda. I don't know.
There's an agenda?
No, it definitely seems like it a little bit.
Okay.
And sorry, I hope you don't mind me mentioning another podcast. Believe it or not, another wrestling podcast exists.
Son of a bitch!
Outside Network. I know, damn it. Well, at least it doesn't have Bobby Fish in it. That's who they really deserve, son of a bitch. But okay. But on Grit and Glitter, they actually had the editor on today, or when it was released recently, of the PWI 150. And their explanation is they wanted to look as wrestling on the sports end of it in terms of the matches. And I can see with Bailey where they were pushing her mic skills and the interviewing, and
Mm-hmm.
not so much her matches in the last year.
Mhm.
Again, not Bailey's fault, but Bailey has, for a while there, was more of the personality, the one where she did the great talking. She carried it,
Mhm.
but not always in the ring. So I think that's their particular spin on it. But I can
Okay.
see Bianca being number one. That to me.
No, Bianca being number
Absolutely.
one makes absolute
Absolutely.
sense.
She's
Yeah.
but,
phenomenal.
like,
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, phenomenal, and
Yes.
literally had the biggest match on the biggest stage in her
like
rookie
I
year.
personally don't see why Thunder Rosa's ranked higher than Britt, though.
Oh.
No, Britt's number 4.
Britt's
Thunder
number
Rosa's
4?
number
Okay.
5.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Britt's number
okay.
4,
Okay.
and then Thunder Rosa's number 5.
I get
Okay.
that.
So that's actually, yeah.
Mhm.
Their top 10 is pretty well rounded.
Yeah, it is. Let's see. We also had the 23-year-old Haya Shishida. I think I did that right. That's a World of Stardom Championship, and we've been hearing about Stardom a lot more. I know it's been coming up more and more, it seems, over on the Just Pro Wrestling News podcast. So like there's a lot, like there's significant stuff happening there, and I think it's more or less accessible if you look for here in the States. But does that really even matter? Like I don't know if PWI intentionally is a states focused wrestling thing for this list, because they have a lot of Japanese in there, names and performers over there. So this is just where wrestling's biggest. I'm looking through the rest of this right now, but yeah, I don't know. I feel good about that. And a lot of names. Our friend of the show, Lady Frost, who's going to be joining us next week, debuted on the list. It like a lot of names that deserved it popped up on the list this year, and it was really good to see.
And the fact that you could have 150 female wrestlers, not just to have a list, but to say these are good female wrestlers is a nice thing.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they
Yeah.
expanded to 150 versus 100 versus 50 back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Where just they're not expanding because they want to make it bigger, because they have to, because the talent's there.
Yeah, and you could make, try to word this right. You could make the argument, like there's a lot of talented women out there, but it's still a building, structure, right?
Most definitely.
Like, I mean,
Most definitely, yeah.
we talk about, if I look at the Pittsburgh scene, up to a certain point here, there's not been a lot of women's wrestlers, so you'll see a promotion have like, hey, we got the one trainee that's a women's wrestler, and we got to bring people in, and that's why we only have one match. Or some promotions that the one person we always brought in that would bring another female wrestler with her, and that was the match on the show, doesn't happen anymore for some reason, and they just don't have women's wrestling. Like it's not been a focus point for, at least just looking at the local landscape. But now, like, I can, it actually takes two hands to talk about what the local women's wrestling scene looks like in this area, right? Mm-hmm. And then that's on several levels, because you're seeing the intergender thing. We talked about Impact last night, right? That's been broadening that scope. We talk about the women's divisions there is better than the rest of their roster. It was Mike's take last night talking about the pay-per-view. So like we have a whole other company that didn't exist 2 years ago to showcase these girls, they had 5 women's matches last night, even just on Dark, so like that it's ramping up, and it's gonna and that is gonna be can I call it a trickle up effect of sorts? There's just insane stuff happening in women's divisions across, and this is all legacy of things like Shine and Stardom and all these companies that it Rise with an I, that really kind of helped showcase and push these up, so it's really cool to see. And more featured matches too, like the intergender tags, pretty proper, and Neon Blondes with Facade and Danny, have been really big and getting out there and doing some interesting stuff. So like that's great, it's great and expanding. So Anything else about the PWI before we head out for the break?
Well, one thing they did mention, there is one person who's been on every list for the last 14 years
Of the women's PWI?
of the women's PWI.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay. Well, hold on. Let's see if Mad Mike can figure out who it is.
I think I
It
know.
has been on the list every year for 14 years.
Every year. Now, there was one person who was not on the list this year because she did not wrestle enough due to the pandemic.
Mm-hmm. But there's another one that
And that's
didn't.
someone in Canada. That was someone in Canada, but there was someone who's been on the list every year.
I got my guess. It's the only person I can
I
think
have
of.
my guess too.
It's the only person I can think of that's been consistently wrestling for 14 years, more or less. Mike, do you want to
I
take?
have a guess too. Yeah, I have a guess too.
I'm guessing Mickey James.
I'm thinking Mickey James too.
I'm saying Natalia.
Mad Mike got it.
Whoa!
Natty.
Wow.
Mainly because I think Mickey took
some time off.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
yeah,
when she
yeah.
came back to WWE, remember they put her on like a Legends thing, so she was really wrestling.
Yeah.
But
Was it-
Natty's been wrestling consistently for that many years.
Yeah, I can see that.
Was her only time off for maternity?
Natty doesn't have kids.
Not Natty.
you mean
no,
Mickey James?
Mickey James. Had
Oh,
a kid.
Mickey.
Yeah.
But remember when she came back to WWE, she had that brief run,
Yeah.
and then they put her on commentary.
Right.
Yeah, and they put her with Alexa where she wasn't really
Yeah,
wrestling.
she was
all
like
the
a
time.
backup
Yeah.
person for
Yeah.
a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was injured. She was injured for a little bit too, as well,
Mhm.
too.
Yeah.
Hence the
Yeah.
main event commentary.
Man. That's that total.
Yeah, and the person who just missed it was Lufisto.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, okay, that makes
Okay.
sense.
And the only reason she didn't make it this year, they said, was just she didn't wrestle enough matches because of the lockdown in Canada.
Lockdown, but she was taking time off for a bit too, right? Like I don't know if she was healing up. I know she's been getting, she's been working. I know she's working to get in better shape lately because I think she was going through some stuff. So that's good to see. That's good to see. Good to see she's still out there. Lufisto's awesome. Lufisto was always awesome. She almost killed Katie Arquette that one time with the chair. That was fun. They had a cage match a few years ago. It was great.
And this kind of goes back to the NXT 2.0 before we go to break. Is that NXT you could see that this going more maybe a year ago. The strong point in AEW was their tag teams at one point when they were more starting off.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're better rounded now, but they're their strong points starting off tag team. The strong point of NXT was the women's division, and now it's not.
Well, I mean, the thing is, they still have a strong women's division. They still have a strong women's division. It's just that a lot of them have moved up, like over the past 3 years.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Tegan, Shotzi, Bianca,
and this is nothing
you
new.
know.
And this is nothing
No,
new.
it's-
We've had this with NXT where it's like, oh boy, here comes a new crop. Let's see how this works out in a couple months. It's just the first time where that came with a coat of paint, literally. So, and I think that's why. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was say, I guess at least in my mind, this is like you were talking about women's wrestling, Zelina Vega, Queen's Crown. Sorry, and as we're talking about NXT 2.0, I think of Reina de Reyes, champion previously multiple times in Frankie Monet, who was La Reina before La Reina became a thing in WWE. But that's just me.
I'm worried Frankie's not going to get it on a shot in WWE.
No,
I don't think so.
I think she'll be. I think she will be fine. I think she's going to come up to the main roster as soon as Miz returns from his sabbatical.
Okay.
Because I can absolutely see at WrestleMania Frankie and Johnny versus Miz and Maurice. That's what I see happening. I think there's a very specific reason she named herself Frankie Monet, because Frankie and Johnny is a thing in pop culture, in the zeitgeist.
Okay.
John Morrison's been doing this whole Zen thing. I will almost guarantee that when the Miz comes back, he's going to start feuding with Morrison, and Miz is going to bring back Maurice, and then Frankie's going to bring up Frankie's going to come up with Johnny. I'll
Okay.
almost like.
I'd love to see it.
It seems
I'd love
like
to see
the
it.
easiest thing to do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because I think, like, unless they're going to give Frankie the NXT Women's title, she might just be there for a hot minute to get, you know.
And forgive me, because I keep thinking that WWE doesn't give people with certain body types kind of positions, but we do have. I hate it, but we do have Dewdrop on the main roster.
We have Dewdrop, we have Nia, we have Tamina.
Yes. So
Granted, they have a little bit more family ties, but so does Frankie in a way. Like her husband's John Morrison.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Okay, that's cool.
And
Okay.
typically, they try and keep couples together, as we've seen from the draft.
Yeah. What?
I think it's only a matter of time.
Is this an
before
HR
she gets
department
moved up.
decision that's happening? What is?
Oh no! I think that's a real thing, because remember the first couple drafts.
Yeah.
It was a legit surprise to everyone, and they broke up real life couples.
Yeah.
And that just made it hell for those real life couples.
Which I think some.
But the
Well,
Go ahead.
that is just a logistics thing. I would think.
Yeah. Stop because last I knew, WWE wrestlers all pay for their own travel, right? So it's like, stop making this difficult for us. Let us go with our significant other. So
yeah,
that,
especially like the couples that have kids and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
could you imagine if
yeah.
Becky and Seth were on different? Could you imagine if Becky and Seth were on different shows?
Actually,
They're not good.
Actually,
They're not going to do that.
I'm not a parent. Tina, chime in. But if you had the two parents,
Okay.
if you had them on separate rosters, one works Monday, the other one works. Oh wait, I guess I got house shows too.
Yeah, exactly. They have
those
house
are-
shows
I'm just-
and travel.
I
Travel
forgot.
between-
and travel.
I forgot
days.
house shows came back. So I'm like, well, one
Yeah,
works Monday,
that-
one works Friday. That one's watching the kids. We're good, right?
Yeah, like if you ever listen to
but
the old Edge and Christian podcast, Edge would talk about the days when Beth was gone.
That's right. Oh yeah.
Those didn't sound like fun days.
No, that sounds like they're under the wall. Sorry, Tina, you were saying the one with
I
experience.
was about to say, don't forget. I would say as well too, even with those travel days. Oh gosh, I would say they would have like an au pair with them too.
Mhm.
They have to.
Especially
They have to.
in a case like Becky. So,
Yeah.
Well, I think they have a bus.
They have a bus, yeah,
Mhm.
and
I
they're
believe they have a
and
bus,
her, yeah, but au pair as a nanny. Sorry.
Yeah.
So just like even with someone like Becky, whose kid is just about to turn a year, I want to say. So like especially those with the infants too, and I would say the same for Brandy and Cody. Well, that's not exactly the same situation, but
Well,
even
yeah,
so.
because they don't really do house shows.
No.
They're just
They still have travel, but yeah, it's,
but they're traveling
still got-
together.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I want to get going because we got to get to our Halloween themed what if this week. Okay.
One more thing we should talk about real quick. Sorry, I forgot.
Can we push to the next segment?
Sure. Yes.
Okay. All right. Hold that button. Because I want to talk about our good friends over at damn, that's not loaded either. Slice on Broadway, our friends at Slice on Broadway, right up the street, sliceonbroadway.com, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza as shipped to New York this past week. So Tina, I'm just saying, we've proven we can cross state lines and rewarm, and it's great. It's great. So I just got to get up there. So let me know when you're out of bomb cyclone season so I can bring you some pizza, okay?
I think that'll be within the next week or so.
Next week or so.
As I'm looking at the weather the weather forecast. Or, if they're feeling like, depending on how they want to do, they can always open up a franchise out here.
There you go. There you go.
That'll make things easier.
You got Broadway somewhere out there, I'm sure, right? I don't know.
Oh, Broadway on Capitol Hill. Obviously.
Boom. Boom. Centrally located, right? That sounds like a central location.
There we go. Yes,
There you
it
go.
is.
There you go. Hey,
You got your college students. You got your families. Just saying.
Perfect. Rico, there you go. We're doing your market research for you. You want to go out to Seattle, right? There it is. There it is. Yeah, so go support them, or of course, if you're not in Pittsburgh area, please support your local independent indie pizza. We call it indie pizza. It's a whole other thing. But support our friends if you're in town at sliceonbroadway.com, or drive it to your out of town friend's place. Share the slice of love. We're going to take a real quick break, and we'll be right back with whatever is on Mike's mind and a What If Halloween edition.
What's up? It's the Gigabyte Grizzly Brohemian, and this is a messed up time we live in, so I need you all to do me a favor. Wear your mask. Like this, not like this, or like this, or like this, like this. Wear your mask. It's for your safety and mine. Because if I see you without one, I'm going to pump kick a mask onto your face. Got it?
For a foot, for an inch, yeah, I fight for you all. Is the truth and I'm in, yeah, I fight for every breath that I...
The world of pro wrestling, it's bigger than ever. So how can you possibly keep up with everything that's happening? Just pro wrestling news. Don't fear falling behind. Give us just 5 minutes every morning and we'll catch you up on the biggest news in the world of pro wrestling. No filler, no rumors, no spoilers, no pop-ups. Just pro wrestling news. Subscribe on your favorite podcast app or tell your smart speaker to play the Just Pro Wrestling News podcast. Find out more. Go to justprowrestlingnews.com.
Savon's Legendary Podcast.
Shut up, the TV network on Roku.
Grind City. And you know this, man.
You know what I'm saying? It's like right place, right time, out of nowhere.
So what you saying?
tag team partner coming to save.
Tony Johnson, we saw him battle Edric earlier, but this is a 2-on-1 mugging.
And we're back, and while we're at it, a lot of congratulations. We kind of threw out some congrats to Brett and Lady Frost on PWI last segment, but also congrats to Carmella and friend of the show, Corey Graves. So we had a great story about Corey Graves in the UK last week, and also Samoa Joe and pillows. But with Kingdom James, but I love the tweet I saw today by other friend of the show, Sam Adonis, and sometimes surprise guest in my studio when I'm not looking. He said, no longer refer to me as Corey Graves' brother, as he often gets. Refer to me as Carmella's brother-in-law. So congrats there to those guys over there. Which also reminds
I also like that Liv Morgan congratulated Corey during their match.
Oh, did they?
By clapping, yeah. By like clapping in his face as she was beating up Carmella. It was pretty great.
That's fantastic.
Nice.
So also, hey, I want to throw out there, kickstartmycomic.com, our friend Anthony Kingdom James. My name is Kingdom on all the social medias, and I'm going to double check that I did get that right. But his comic book is up for Chance for Survival. It is, let me double check, it is live to back this project, and as of this point, he already has 19 backers and $788 of his $8,000 goal there. So get in on that now. I'm going to pledge it. Let's see, $7 Canadian for a digital edition. I think we're going to bump that up a little bit. Yes, don't worry. They'll do the math for you. Don't worry about it. No, I'm not going to Toronto to pick up my print edition. So we'll figure that out. As Mike, you had something on your mind that I interrupted so we could go to break.
Yeah, I forgot. Did we want to talk about the deal with Charlotte? Kind of going off
this
book
little scuffle going on.
Yeah,
apparently.
a little bit of business.
So I went back and watched the segment, and apparently, what I can tell, and that's all I watched on SmackDown. I just went back, went to the DVR, and watched that last segment. They were doing the belt handoff basically at the end of SmackDown between Becky and Charlotte. You know, the brand belt handoff. And I guess Charlotte was pulling it away from Becky for the handoff and dropped it. And then Becky then threw her belt at Charlotte. This led to, apparently, according to the sheets, a altercation in which Charlotte had to be escorted out of the arena. And then likely related is Andrade that night after the show tweeting "fuck WWE," a little bit of a censorship, but still we know what we were talking about. So I was actually listening to a little bit of Busted Open, and they were talking about how ridiculous it is that we didn't play into this on Raw, apparently. So I don't know. I don't know it depends on the extent of the problem, right? So
yeah,
you know, we don't know what else could be saying for this.
This is like another kind of list of Charlotte, you know, getting into that what appeared like a shoot fight with Nia Jax during a match. Charlotte flipping off the crowd when we returned to crowds at Money in the Bank. Like, I mean, I don't know. It just seems like Charlotte maybe out, and again, I know nothing. It kind of seems like she's trying to get fired.
Trying to get fired? Really?
Trying to get fired. Trying to see, like, because at the very least she's being unprofessional. If all these stories are true, at the very least she's being unprofessional. At the worst, she's trying to get fired.
Go ahead, Tina.
Yeah, Tina, you cut off because your bandwidth still cut off.
Uh-oh.
Nope.
It's another bomb cyclone. Look out.
Yeah, the only reason I think that is because we were talking earlier about WWE usually keeping couples together. Guess who ain't with their couple? Charlotte, you know, I mean, some people, it doesn't seem to affect them, like Zelina and Aleister Black. Malachi Black, excuse me. No, but like it doesn't. It doesn't seem to. You don't see
Well,
Zelina going off book or Malachi going off book.
You saw Selena doing the comment when one of her matches was cut.
But that was for a different reason.
Right,
That was for a
right,
different reason.
right. But still, it's Now I'll say this: if Charlotte thinks that she maybe not going to get fired, this is the same organization when Austin decided not to play nice years ago. Decided to say, okay, well, if you're going to leave, we'll write you out and we'll move on without you.
Mm-hmm.
And Charlotte's not even close to Austin's level at all.
No.
And she may think she is. I don't know. Or I don't know what else like I said, who knows what she's going through behind the scenes, assuming all this is true. But the other thing that I would have found interesting was reading that Sonya was also very upset with Charlotte.
Yeah.
And it's not saying none of these women aren't tough, but Sonya's a legitimate MMA fighter.
Yeah.
So if Charlotte started to pick a fight with Sonya versus, let's say, Nia,
it's not going to end well.
Sonya could take, no, that will not end well at all. No, that will, I don't care if Charlotte's taller or stronger. No, that will not end up well for Charlotte with her picking on. And Sonya I don't think she was too happy because it made her look bad too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was involved in it too. So it's like who initiated it? Looked like it was Charlotte that initiated the issue.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to go by that.
And when you mentioned that when Becky threw the title back at Charlotte, Charlotte caught it for a half a second and just let it drop.
Mm-hmm.
And then she looked down like, yeah. Like I said, this could all be this could all be planned. This could all be part of the story that.
Well, they're supposed.
I find it. There's multiple sources saying it, but
are we supposed to get champion versus champion in Survivor Series? So maybe this is all
in theory,
elaborate setup for something like that, right?
But I think if we see Bianca win next week, that might say something a little different. Sorry,
Tina.
Oh, I'm sorry, Tina.
I was about to say, in theory, it looked like that's what we were supposed to get on Friday because they were both in their ring gear, which I found pretty peculiar.
Yeah, I mean, but Becky's been coming out in her ring gear though for segments, and plus they might have had a dark match.
Well, yeah, Becky did have a dark match, and I think they particularly they escorted Charlotte out before Becky was done with her dark match. There was an altercation, I think, immediately after. Then she came out for the dark, and they escorted Charlotte out. So I don't even know if it's like she was in the wrong, so let's get her out of here. I think it was more Becky got business to do. Charlotte, get out of here, so we don't have to deal with this, right?
Yeah.
So are you saying
we don't know?
Backstage?
Nobody knows. What?
So, but you're implying that WWE was going, get out of here, Charlotte.
They did. They listened. Finally.
They did it. They did it.
We did it, guys. We did it.
We did it. We did it.
We did it.
Drop the Colbert balloons. We did it. We did it, y'all.
Balloons.
But the whole crux of the thing, I want to say the whole crux and the origin of the thing is that Charlotte did not want to look weak, and that caused the rift or issue of her going off the book. You wouldn't want to say.
Who knows?
Yeah, Charlotte. There is nothing they can do to make Charlotte Flair look weak. Sorry, she's been booked to be bulletproof, essentially. Like, same thing with, like, Randy Orton or Rey Mysterio. There's nothing that those people can be booked to do to make them look weak. Big Show was baby New Year at a time.
Yeah.
And dressed in a kilt. Like, trust me, if they wanted to make Charlotte look weak, that's harder to do. Oh, Jesus, that terrified me.
Show's got takeover, right? I tell you what, guys, my wife is gonna kick Charlotte's ass.
Sorg, how did you not pop up and say show's called Takeover, right?
Show's called Takeover, right?
There we go.
There you go. You good?
Jesus, you need to clip that and send it to Matt.
The show's called Mayhem, right? This is bad. This is
I
creepy.
didn't know Seth Rollins is sponsoring the auto drive challenge. That's good to know.
Branding. Let me tell you what. Okay. I got a coffee shop in the same building as my training school because then I know the new students that don't know any better will get some coffee beforehand and they'll shit themselves when they're doing drills.
Why would anyone want to make someone shit in the ring?
Let's see, isn't that
Especially
more a
ring you
Randy
pay for?
thing? Also, isn't that more of a Randy thing?
We do things weird
Shitting
in
in the
Iowa.
bag.
We like shitting our pants in Iowa.
Wow. Okay. That's odd. Sorg.
Move on.
What was in that drink you were drinking, Sorg?
Yeah. Sorg got a little bit of the wacky juice, I think. Sorg, you have a what if? You have a Halloween what if?
Oh, I
for us.
do. Hold on a second. What if? All right, guys. I got a very
No. Now you have to do it in Seth Rollins' voice.
guys. I got a very special what if. I'm adjusting my hair.
And cackle. You gotta cackle now and then. His main thing is now cackling.
You got an ugly family, Edge. What are you drinking orange juice or something? Oh boy, I can't wait for one of the drunks to walk by this window. It's a good thing the taco stand's been closed up for an hour. So this hurts my throat. So here's the deal. Here's the deal, pal. So what if the third man in the NWO, roll with me with this, pontificate.
Third time we've done this shit.
Pontificate this idea. What if the third man in the NWO was the Yeti? Mike, you first.
Well, then they would have put an end to Hulkamania. I think that's the only way you go. Like Hall, Nash, Yeti, unbeatable combination.
Unbeatable.
Imagine the merchandising, though.
Yes.
Imagine all the merchandising.
Yes.
All of it.
I'm trying to picture
Fuzzy shirts.
I'm
Fuzzy
trying to picture
Yeti shirts.
I'm trying to picture those black and white commercials with Hall and Nash acting like a fool, and the Yeti just like, for the shirt.
No, but you gotta see the. Oh, I gotta stop doing this voice. You gotta see the Yeti would be wearing some cool sunglasses and the T-shirt.
Oh man, do you think his wrappings would be in black and white?
Yes. Yes, it's spray painted.
Like, no, he'd be in all white, just spray paint NWO across his chest.
Right. Exactly, Mike. Exactly.
Oh,
what about you,
God.
Tina? What do you think?
I don't know how anything can contribute because when I hear Yeti, I think Yeti from the Backyardigans from Nickelodeon. I'm sorry.
What? We don't talk about backyard wrestling on this show. This is a WWE show.
I don't think that's what she was mentioning.
No? Is that
No,
No,
the
it was not.
The Backyardigans is a Nickelodeon show.
Okay.
Yes.
So I need to look it up on my Paramount Plus.
Probably.
Sure. Probably.
All right. What other Dungeon of the Doom member would you pick as the third man? If we want a shark, we could have a John Tenta. He didn't pass by then, did he? He was later, right?
Yeah, he was later.
He was later.
I don't know if any. Well, damn it! Now you're gonna make me Google who's in Dungeon of Doom.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Same
Dungeon
here.
of Doom.
Mastermind could have been Kevin Sullivan.
Yeah.
Taskmaster. Yep.
Yep. All right.
Well,
Okay. Wait,
alright.
start.
Technically, Conan was in the NWO eventually.
Yes, but he could have been an early third man. I don't know why I'm still doing the Seth Rollins voice with this mask on.
Holy crap.
I-
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry.
How is this weirder? Or less? How is the Seth one?
It's definitely.
The Seth one's creepier than the Fiend mask. What is
Yeah,
happening?
no,
right
it definitely
now?
is.
What is? Hi. Hi, I'm unemployed. Hello, I'm an unemployed fiend. I'm looking for a job. I like bumping in the night and
bumping in the
and
Can we call Halloween Havoc bumping in the night from now on?
I like bumping in the night, lighting people on fire, and wearing nice sweaters during the sunlight hours.
Damn it.
And also hashtag being got kids.
I'm sorry, you mentioned the Pornhub thing earlier, so bumping in the night takes a whole new different meaning.
Yeah, it does.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna get all the hits.
Oh boy,
All the
bumping
hits.
in the night. All right.
And I can tell you, I'm really good with my
Indie-
taxes.
Indie promoters that are watching this show right now.
And I know you're
if
out
your
there. What's up,
if your
Norm?
Halloween
What's up,
sh-
Chuck?
if you-
What's up, Tim? Little Timmy in West Virginia running your
If
shows.
your Halloween show next year is not called Bumping in the Night,
and you book
you've
this
been
guy.
doing it incorrectly.
That's right. That's right. You too,
Oh,
Brandon
man.
and Derek.
I mean, his no compete clause is going to be up here soon, so.
That's right. But which character is competing now? Because he's got like 3 of them. So I don't know.
We'll just see the return of Husky Harris. That's it. I don't know. You know, Kevin Sullivan would have been an interesting choice for the NWO.
Wouldn't it? Wouldn't it?
Yes, I think it would have been interesting.
Yes.
Because then he could be the mouthpiece that Eric Bischoff eventually became.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yes.
And then it would have, like, at least with the mind of Kevin Sullivan, like, years and years of twisted shit. They could have done some grisly stuff.
They end up and then they end up turning Scott Hall and Kevin Nash into Satanists, and they become kind of just another version of the Brood. And then eventually Vampiro joins them.
Or hell, Kevin Nash goes back to his magical days and becomes Oz.
Whose idea was that? Dusty's idea, or
But,
was that
but Oz the Great and Terrifying.
Ooh, the grittier reboot of Oz, and Vinny Vegas, and oh no, that was the same guy. What was Scott Hall's name there?
He was the Diamond Stud. But
Yes, a new grittier Diamond Stud. It's actually astonishing, isn't it, that they went back to that company after the first run.
Not when you see their paychecks.
Well, yes.
That is the reason they went back.
That is true. We're like,
or should I say, the millions of reasons they went back.
Yeah.
Like, because Kevin Nash has gone on record many times. It's like, yeah, I know I wasn't going to be used there properly.
Yeah.
But
actually,
he's like Krusty the Clown, and he's like, they had a back truck full of money just loaded up to my house. I'm only human.
Tina?
I wanted to chime in really quickly because you guys brought up the Sting thing last year with The Undertaker. So I actually wondering, an alternate universe actually said past alternate universe. Has Sting... Oh, no. Hello?
Yes, I think you're back.
You're still there. We got you.
Okay. So, in an alternate universe, or at least that previous company, did that match with Mean Mark Callis?
Ooh, Sting and Mean Mark. Did that happen? Is that what you're asking?
I think it has, actually.
Yes.
No. Really?
Yeah, I think it has. Sting versus Mean Mark Callis, 1990.
Ooh.
Yes.
So that was right before he left then.
Yeah, Surfer Sting. Oh wow, and there's actually a Brian Pillman versus Mean Mark Callis match.
Ooh. Are those on YouTube or
That
something?
would be good. That should be good.
Please, if you find videos, drop those in the group.
Brian Pillman versus Mean Mark Callis at Clash of Champions 11.
Ooh,
it's on WWE's YouTube.
Okay. Oh, on YouTube. Okay. Drop that in the group, please.
And
if
here's
you get a chance.
I'm just gonna drop this. Here's Mean Mark Callis versus Jerry Lawler.
What? Where was that one at? Is that like a smoke?
I just typed in Sting versus me, Mark Callis, and all this stuff came to the search. Oh, and WWE actually did something 2 years ago. What if the Undertaker went to WCW?
Man, I really miss the search function from WB Network.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even get, like, okay, there's Best of Clash of the Champions. I typed Sting in. We get Sting the Lost Tape, Sting Into the Light,
you're not gonna
Best
get
of Clash of the
Clash
of the Champions. But then I also get something called what is that? Stingnam? The Wedding Singer.
Yep. I think Sting was in that movie.
I don't think Sting was in that movie.
No, the other Sting.
Oh, the other Sting.
Sting and the Police. I think he was in that movie.
Partial spoiler. Actually, here's one: Can't Stand Losing You, Surviving the Police. Looks like a documentary about Sting. The other Sting. Sting makes an interesting cameo in Only Murders in the Building over on Hulu, which is a movie about podcasts, or a show about podcasts. It's wonderful.
It's good.
It's really good. It's really good, actually. So, anyways, okay, that's enough of that. And I'm losing my voice from doing those attempted impressions, if you can call them that. Guys, what'd you learn from wrestling this week? Let's just please save me from myself. What'd you learn from wrestling this week? Mike, what'd you learn from Impact Wrestling this week?
I learned that Impact still does really well with women, really well with the X Division. Not so much with families having feel-good moments.
Can you wait? Because that's the one you didn't watch. What did you think? So, spoiler if you didn't watch Bound for Glory, but Moose cashed in his call your shot thing from the Gauntlet Battle Royal thing earlier, and cashed it in while his wife and son were still in the ring and stood over them with the championship afterwards. It was the most diabolica fuck you mafia scene I've seen in wrestling in a while.
It was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that would have made it better is if Moose didn't have the world's shittiest spear.
We talked about the spear issue, but but kind of got me hooked. You got me hooked to see what happens now. So damn it, Impact. That was good. That was good. That was
a good finish.
It was really
a very
good
finish.
Really, 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 really good, and a fantastic match, and it was a really good show. So, Tina, what did you learn from wrestling this week?
Oh gosh, what did I learn from wrestling this week? WWE is capable of putting on a great show. We just wish they would choose better locations.
Can we do it not in the? I also learned that the camel parking was very awkward in that arena. So also apparently not spooked by fireworks. That's good to know. So whenever I need to rent a camel, I guess. I travel weird places, so who knows? That was a really good show. That was a strangely good show. It
was a very, very strong show.
Yeah, I said it last night. If you can get around the whole location of it and just want to watch some damn good wrestling matches, pretty much every match on that show was a damn good wrestling match.
Absolutely. Les Partners?
Yes, I learned that even wrestlers can learn from their past. That when Bryan Danielson actually came out and said, if I'm going to wrestle like this, I need to wrestle less matches. Mm-hmm. My body can't hold up wrestling the style I do every week like this. And, the entire internet went, duh.
I worry about Bryan.
Oh, I do too.
I really do.
AEW is not.
Say what you will about how WWE treated Bryan, and they were looking out for his health, because I don't think he's capable of doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I hate to generalize. I don't think any wrestler or professional athlete really is capable of really looking out for their own
Oh
health.
no, I think there are a lot of them that are. Like if you listen to like,
Well, I think Miz does good, but yeah,
Miz does.
Yeah.
I call him the king of
Yeah.
safe style for that
Yeah.
very reason. Like I was having a conversation with my sister this weekend because Miz was on the repeat of Celebrity Wheel of Fortune, and I'm like, Miz can wrestle till he's 60.
Yeah,
because he doesn't have a style that's.
but
overtly
I mean, when you
complicated.
see what happened to, help me out here, Murder Hawk,
Lance Archer.
Lance
that was
Archer.
scary. That was scary.
Now,
That
now
was
I'm not
terrifying.
saying about him not being able to do it because obviously he's done it in the past. He just slipped, things happen.
Yeah.
But then to think, rolling out in the ring and think, oh, we'll just finish the match instead of calling the match. You know, instead of
Yeah,
management saying, no, I don't care if you think you can go on. You landed on your head. We're calling the match. We'll take the heat.
Yeah.
We're stepping up. We're being the adult versus, oh, yeah, you're good enough. Just do a quick roll up.
Yeah, like
Well,
someone needed to have made that call.
So actually, on the flip side of what Michael's talking about as far as stage styles, someone who really didn't really have a major injury, like I want to say up until his final like year or so in WWE, John Moxley, Dean Ambrose. And he wrestles a very violent style.
But I would say in WWE, not as violent.
Not nearly as
No.
much. Not nearly as much.
And that's the nice thing is that he's not doing like 3 shows a week with house shows, right? So
and plus you can be violent with your style, but if
Yeah.
you're controlled with it.
Absolutely.
See, Danielson, I feel like he was in WWE so long and felt stifled in the ring, like with his in-ring, which there's positives and negatives to be said for that.
Absolutely,
but
absolutely.
If he felt stifled in the ring, and he's just going full board now.
But if he's going to,
he can really.
Here's the
hurt
other
himself.
thing. Like
Now,
go ahead. Go ahead, Tina.
I was going to say he's not in a frame of mind. He understand. I think he understands a little bit now, like you were saying, Dave. He can't go like full blown on punching each other until like he was with Nigel McGuinness in Ring of Honor, where eye sockets are broken. Yeah, he knows that he can't. do that.
I mean, you say that now, but if he gets another match against Kenny, who knows?
So here's the difference. Here's the difference, and this is something I'm observing at the AEW. This doesn't happen with everybody, but a lot of the bigger talent, like you're not seeing. I don't think Brian's been wrestling quite every week, has he?
He's been close, and he was on Dark, and he was on Dark this week too.
Yeah, he's been on every week since he debuted.
So, but generally, like, okay, these guys are doing maybe if they're on a certain tear, like 1 match a week. Generally, a lot of this roster is not doing weekly matches, and if they do, it's 1 week. It's 1 a week, right? So I feel like we're rolling into the thing that makes New Japan interesting. That you got a lot of people that are in these tag matches or they're in the dark matches where they don't have to go full tilt, and then you get to like Danielson versus Suzuki or Omega or something, or CM Punk versus whoever, and you can go whole hog into this and have a very physical, strong style match. We can't have a strong style match every week. Nobody can do that. Nobody should do that.
Yeah.
Right?
Danielson's already had 7 matches in AEW.
Yes. So
he debuted a month ago.
Wow. And this may be just because I mean this might just be like the hey, he's here, let's do a bunch of shit for the moment and capitalize on this. But generally, like Andrade, how often has Andrade been wrestling? Not that often. Pac, Lucha Brothers.
But hold on. No, it's vastly different. Andrade's style hasn't really changed.
I'm not talking about styles. I'm talking about
No, but I am. That's the thing.
Okay.
I Danielson has changed his style drastically from the main event of WrestleMania to his match with Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
His style has changed drastically.
Yes.
And that's the point.
Yes.
Like that's why I'm not saying it about like Malachi Black or Pac or Andrade, because they're wrestling the same style they always have.
Well, wait.
Yeah, no,
You're talking compared to WWE or just generally? Because I feel
compared to WWE.
Okay,
compared to WWE.
I think Pac is different. I think Pac is definitely different.
Pac is probably a little bit different on like AAA and stuff like that. But compared to WWE, like when they got released, they're wrestling the same style they did when they were released.
Okay.
Danielson, if you look at the triple threat match from Mania and the match with Omega, they're two different wrestlers.
Absolutely, but also two very different opponents.
Okay, but
the bumps are worse.
The bumps are a lot worse.
Yeah.
Okay. You're not gonna get much safer
and he
than
is
Roman
older.
and Edge.
You're
not gonna get much safer than Roman and Edge.
This is the kind of conversation that I want a wrestler in to tell.
Yeah. Oh, no, agreed.
Because I mean, we are interpreting things as safer and how they look and everything, but I think there's a world where a wrestler's bumps can look like somebody's dying, and they're really good at doing that. Dolph Ziggler, Shawn Michaels, and this it might just be our perception. So I want like somebody who can actually look at that with a trained eye before we get too deep into the safe not safe thing. So which we'll have to schedule next week with Victor Benjamin, Peanut Butter Power himself, and Lady Frost of the PWI Women's 150. So maybe we should table this conversation for then, Mike, shall we?
Sorg, you should have some frozen Reese's peanut butter cups in the freezer.
Oh, I might already, because Missy likes to do that every once in a while. So
there we go.
Can I get Missy to share her peanut butter cups?
And don't forget, next week will be right after Halloween. After Halloween candy sales.
Yes, it is. Oh, well, we already established on AwesomeCast, since we didn't do anything for Halloween tonight, really. We're gonna have a Rite Aid discount day after Halloween party.
Excellent.
So we're gonna go down to Rite Aid, pick up some cheap stuff, and see what we can do. Also, it's election day, so and also it's election day. I'm gonna dress up, and one of the polling places is right next door at this church. And we're just gonna open the window. So that's fun. Anyways, all right, let's wrap it up then. Tina, thank you for joining us. I hope the weather gets less stupid out your way.
It should be. I would say so, at least within the next week or so. I do want to plug really quickly. Defy Wrestling has a couple of shows this weekend, as well as Without a Cause.
Those cards look amazing out
Defy
there.
had one of the matches for Defy is Jacob Fatu versus Jeff Cobb. And then Defy has Petey Williams. I believe Chris Bay is going to be there. Just Without a Cause, just up in Everett. So, and that's going to be on Halloween. And then Defy show is going to be October 29th. You guys can check out withoutacauseWrestling.com, or even on the socials, and as well as DefyWrestling.com and Defy Wrestling on the socials as well.
Fantastic. If anybody knows any wrestling happening in Boston this Saturday, let me know. Just put that out there. Pro wrestling. I'm doing Boxing Friday. Les Partners of the Tiny Shutter podcast, Prof Pod, Les Prof Pod on the Twitter,
Les Prof
on the
Pod,
French
yes.
Twitter, or as they call it, the Twitter.
And just recently on the iPhoneography Network YouTube channel, my review of my new Sierra Blue iPhone 13 Max.
Ooh.
With the large screen. Yes. Went on for like an hour and 15 minutes for the show about it.
Yes. Fantastic.
Lots of photos.
Bad Mike 4883 on the tweets.
Yeah, I tweet about things and stuff and things and things.
The recently unblocked Bad Mike 4883.
Recently unblocked by Twitter, by Impact Wrestling.
Yes.
Yeah, and by the way, I didn't say it again on this show, but Impact has me a little bit inspired.
Nice. He's doing a pose if you're on audio.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm doing the Iconics pose.
At Sorgatron on the Twitter. Again, I got some adventures happening this week as we are traveling out to Boston. We'll be covering some Boston Boxing this Saturday on pay-per-view. I can't remember the name of the company at the top of my head, but literally all my texts are like Boston Boxing. That's it. Like I haven't gotten like a brand name or anything. So, but I do have it in here. And I'll be visiting Mike on Sunday as well. So
yeah,
it'll be fun. Twice in 1 month. This is amazing. We're making up
I
for
know
lost time.
it's yes, absolutely.
It's called the post-COVID catch-up, Mike.
Yes, I like it.
A lot of traveling to do. Thank you, everybody, for joining us, part of the Mayhem Nation. We got a lot of cool stuff coming up in November. We have, like I said, Pretty Proper coming next week. We also have the Great Success team joining us in November. The Rev Ron Hunt is scheduled to return. And we just booked what we are proudly, calling the Hanukkah Rana special with our favorite Jewish space laser, Ziggy Heim. So looking forward to that coming up. So keep stay tuned. Keep tuned. Yes, sure. And make
Don't
sure
touch that dial.
And make sure you back. My name is Kingdom on Kickstarter at kickstartthiscomic.com. I already put in for my Kickstarter on it, and I don't know how much I'm paying because of the exchange rate. So. He got up another $100 since we've announced that earlier in the show. So there you go. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you next time. Mayhem out.
Just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the perfect time, then attack.
This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.